everyone, welcome. How's everybody doing today? Let me get this image back up. This is the One Direction Up Live. Lots of you asked me for Harry Styles and asked me for Zayn, so I decided, hey, let me do all of them except for Liam Payne. May he rest in peace. So let's get into this reading. Yeah, it's reading. I pulled up all of the charts and we'll get started very soon. Please make sure you like the video, guys. It really, really helps. Make sure to subscribe. I'm so grateful. A lot of you have been really subscribing. And I'm very, very grateful because it's showing on my channel count. I had work early in the morning and I came back home and I did some other work. And then I took a nap. My nap was a lot longer than I expected. I was supposed to sleep 2 hours, and I ended up waking up at 5. So I'm a little out of it right now. But yeah, let's get into the reading. So how's everybody doing today? Let's get into the live, rather. Oh, hi, Brianne. You're such a sweetheart. You never miss a live, and I'm so grateful for you. I really, really am. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you, everybody that's joining. Please like the video on your way in. How's everybody doing? Nice to see you all. Let's get started. So I'm going to go through. We'll start with somebody else today. I'll go through the picture. We'll start with Niall. So let's do Niall Horan, or Horan, however you say it. If anybody's Irish, they can let me know how you say it. I just want to show his birth chart to you all. Okay, so his sun is in Virgo. Niall Horan, born September 1993. It says he's 21. This was done a long time ago. And Sun in Virgo, Moon in Leo, rising in Libra. A lot of famous people have risings in Libra. They said most famous people have risings in Libra and Leos. So let's do an update on him. See his energy. If anybody has specific questions, feel free to ask me too. I'm actually going to switch off this because it uses up my internet. Okay. So Niall. So I saw an image of a woman he's with or he wants to be with. I see him proposing soon. And the last time I did a reading, some of you said he's with somebody. I don't know if I said Amelia or one of you guys said Amelia. But I see him proposing soon. He's going to show he wants marriage from, even though I didn't get 4 wands, 5 pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. He knows she wants stability. And with 10 of Swords, I just feel like he doesn't know if she's going to say yes. Let's see, why wouldn't she say yes? Maybe they had some tough times. Yeah, so I think that there was a time they had tough times where he focused a lot on his work. But now he's appreciating her. And with the Magician, he wants to focus on something else now. He wants to focus on his family, being a good husband, being a good boyfriend, fiance, taking things to the next level because he feels as though he's accomplished a lot in life already. So yeah, that's what I have for Niall. Also, after this, I'm doing a full moon. Every full moon, I do a full moon reading for my members. So it will be up for the members after this. So stay tuned. And make sure you're a member if you want to join. Oh, you're welcome. Okay. I've always liked Niall. Yeah, he's so humble. But in general, as a culture, I really appreciate Irish people. I think that I've never met any rude Irish person. Not to say that they don't exist, but in general, they tend to have a very easygoing vibe about them that I really like. Still hardworking too, but easygoing. Okay, let's move on to Lewis Tomlinson. So let's see. I have to stop the screen and then I'll share it. Because we're going to look at his chart first. And feel free, anybody who wants to comment. I do like to listen to your comments. Okay, I believe he was a Sun in Capricorn. Lots of earth signs. Very interesting. Yeah, lots of earth signs. Sorry, my landlord, I've been having a lot of apartment issues. But my landlord is supposed to, that's why I was looking at my watch. My landlord is supposed to come tomorrow to fix something in my apartment. Okay, so did it share? Let's see. Yes. Yeah. Oh, he's 91. Okay, so it's December 24th. Interesting. He's Sun in Capricorn. His Sun in Capricorn, Moon in Leo, rising in Gemini. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to use the Star Child Tarot for this. I just used the Lightseers Tarot. Let's pick up his energy. Okay, so I feel like he might have broken up with someone. Do any of you know the relationship he's in? I see with the moon. Hold on, let me just do this. With the moon, Three of Swords, and the Empress, that he might have had a really bad breakup. Or they broke up recently and he wants to get back together with her. So I was talking to somebody recently about Sun and Capricorns, and my longest relationship was with a Capricorn. And she was like, oh, I bet you what happened was, which is like, I thought to myself, how does she know this? And she said, I bet you what happened was you broke up with him and he kept trying to win you back only to break up with you, which is not exactly what happened, but the gist it was, trying to kind of prove something. I feel like Sun and Capricorns can be very, sometimes they don't appreciate personal relationships until that person is gone or wants nothing to do with them. So I think something similar happened here, where he kind of took her for granted. Sometimes Capricorns can be very stubborn and they don't say sorry. Sometimes I found that to happen actually quite a lot. And he wants to get back with her, but she's very, she doesn't believe it. She's almost thinking to herself, why now, But I think a lot of it is ego, and she picks that up. 5 Wands, the Emperor, Page of Crystals, a lot of it's ego, and she picks that up very strongly. I believe she's accurate, because it does have to do with his ego. Most certainly has to do with that, which is unfortunate, really, because, I mean, we all have our flaws, so I'm not going to say that. I just feel like vulnerability, Capricorns really struggle with being vulnerable. If you meet one that can be vulnerable, you hit the jackpot. You hit the jackpot, and don't ever, I mean, other qualities too. Something that I do appreciate about Capricorns, I don't want to drag on them, is that when they appreciate you, they'll follow through on things. And they know what they want, which is I like that a lot about Capricorns. They know exactly what they want, and that's the way it's going to be. Which sometimes when you're a person dealing with other people, and you know what you want, it kind of, the person that you're dealing with feels like they have to stick in a box and that's it. But I think that he has some evolution to do, some growing to do. Okay, does anybody have anything to say about Louis before I move on? A bruised ego will humble real quick. Yep. 100%. Very well said. Very, very well said. Yeah. Very true. Okay, so now let's move on to the guitar. Excuse me. So we did Zayn, another Capricorn. But this Capricorn, Zayn, I actually do think has evolved. And I actually do think Zayn has done the work. I do think he means well. I do. And people say that he doesn't. I support him. And I think he's really, really trying. You know, I really do. Okay, so he's a December Sun Capricorn or January? Oh, he's a January. Interesting. Okay, so Sun in... I feel like December Capricorns tend to be more stubborn. I don't know how you guys feel. The January ones. But that's just my opinion. Also depends on what else is in your chart. His rising is in Pisces, I can totally see that. And his moon is in Virgo. Interesting. Oh, hi Clara. How you doing? I love Harry Styles. Oh, that's sweet. And thank you for being subscribed. I appreciate you guys so much. Who's your favorite One Direction member? You know, I only started doing this because I got asked to do them. But I don't really have a favorite. If I had to choose a favorite, it would honestly be Zayn. I know that sounds crazy. Because I don't do lots of videos on him. But I just like the way he handles himself. And Harry too. Harry's cool because we have very similar charts. I say it all the time. But if I had to choose, it would definitely be Zayn first. But they're all so cool, you know. I get it. They make me miss England and Ireland. Well, I didn't live in Ireland, but just how they are, you know, the coolness. And it's funny because I've never dated an English guy. It's actually really funny. But I understand why, especially American women go crazy for English guys. But when I see One Direction, I'm like, I understand why women go crazy for English men, honestly. I get it. They have like an energy about them, like a coolness. Like all of them have this like cool thing. I'm good. How about you? I'm good, thank you. I'm well, very well. Okay, so let's continue with the reading. So I'm going to pull up the energies. I'm using a good tarot, like I said. But I was never One Direction fan. I only know I used to go to this amazing Soul Cycle instructor. I miss him so much. He moved. And he used to play like, lots of high school. We're around the same age, so he would play music that he listened to when he was in high school. And his name was Joey. I think he moved to Michigan. Great Soul Cycle instructor. And he would play lots of One Direction. And through him, I learned One Direction songs like a year ago. But other than that, I know, you don't know you're beautiful. But that's about it. I don't know any other One Direction songs. I know, of course, Harry Styles songs, and I like a lot of Zayn's music. I think that's why he's my favorite. I know a lot of his music. Okay. Oh, you're talking to each other. That's so sweet. I love when you guys talk to each other. It's really sweet. Okay, so let's do Zayn. And I'm really rooting for Zayn. I really, really am. Some good cards coming out. Okay, so Strength, 5 Wands, and Messenger, which is Knight of Pentacles. So I see here that with the Strength, he must have Leo. Did I read Leo in this chart? Let's see. Yeah, Moon and Leo. No, wrong one. And he has a lot of Scorpio. Okay, his current is in Leo. Interesting. But with the Strength card, I see him really coming out. He's taking his time to re-establish himself after everything that happened. It was what, 2021? And he's taking his time because he doesn't want to fail. And there's something about Capricorns too, they like to be perfectionists, and that's what sometimes makes them not vulnerable. But it's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable, you know? They have this shield against themselves. Like, hi, Sebastian. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for subscribing. I really, really appreciate you. I think we're all ready for 100%. And I wish he would know that. I wish he would know that. So everybody, please send him, because he needs it. I feel like the dark forces, Yolanda has some dark forces. And I said, I always see Gigi and him getting back together. They'll only get back together though once Gigi realizes the hold her mother has on her. So with Fire of Fire, which is 5 wands and Knight of Pentacles, he wants to do other things. I've been accurate a lot about Zayn. Check out my other videos. I've been accurate a lot about him. I said he's going to release like a denim line, and some of you sent me that he released a denim line, all that kind of stuff. But it hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen soon. And yeah, he's going to do a lot of good things, but he has to believe in himself. And you know, when so many people dislike you, I just did a giant video that I'm going to edit after this. But when so many people dislike you, it's important to understand that it's not about you. Especially if you're in the public eye and you haven't done anything really bad. He didn't do anything really bad. And he can't punish himself forever. You know, he has to focus on self-forgiveness because it's too much. And that's something Capricorn struggle with. Like, they really struggle with forgiveness. And he really wants I see him really wanting to be with Gigi again. And I think he thinks about it a lot. It's sad. It's really sad. I was just saying about Capricorns. A lot of them, they think about their exes a lot. And how things turned out. And he feels guilty. I feel for him. I really do. Okay, so let's move on to last but not least, Harry Styles, everybody's favorite. I recently did a video on, check it out, about him and Zoe Kravitz. They've been spotted out a lot. Some of you have been sending me articles. I've been so busy that I haven't really been focusing on that stuff, but I try. I really do try. As someone who is Capricorn. Oh, you're Capricorn dominant. I did not know that. I embrace my vulnerability. I'm a Pisces after all. Yeah, that's why I don't get over. Sometimes Sun and Pisces can be overly emotional. I can't deal with that. If they have fire in their chart, a lot of fire in their chart, or they have a lot of water in their chart, they can be too sensitive for me, and I don't like or like overly emotional, like they erupt, you know, and I don't do the eruption. People need to learn to control themselves. Oh no, let me use another deck for now. I just dropped all my cards. Okay, so I'm going to use the Earth Woman Tarot. Let me read his chart. Let's read his chart. I didn't realize he's 94. Interesting. Okay, so can you guys see? Okay, so you can see. So his sun is in Aquarius, moon is in Libra. I know we have similar charts, but I just forgot. And his rising is in Libra. So my moon is in Aquarius, but other than that, it's very, very similar. And his North Node. Does it say his North Node? No. Okay, so very airy energy. I don't see it working out with Zoe Kravitz. I'll explain why. Check out the video. Unfortunately, I see him being somebody behind the scenes. Because Aquarius, as much as we like to perform, when we go home, we like to be very private. So if we're with people that when they go home, they still need attention, we don't do that kind of stuff. And what I mean by that is that fire signs, especially fire signs, compliment us, but they have to be secure within themselves enough to not what's the word? To not constantly need attention. I don't know if that makes any sense. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay. So I just also did a video where I was explaining air signs and how we think. It was a part of my Johnny Depp video. And the thing about air signs, we tend to be overthinkers. And when we're alone, we like to think. That we're big on that. So sometimes people think we're like sad or whatever, but we're just thinking. And him, 9 of Wands, I see him thinking a lot. A lot. 8 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. I see him thinking, and he's thinking, oh my gosh, I need to start something anew. I feel as though he's going to do the Aquarius thing that he does. Aquarius men love to do this, where they'll start working a lot and then disappear. Go back and watch. I have a whole Harry Styles playlist. He has a pattern that I really think he needs to break. Because you know, Sun and Aquarius, we're very fixed energy. I've had to break patterns. And sometimes I was explaining to a friend, you know, she was, because I don't want to say who, but I had somebody that was interested in me, and just certain things he did, I don't know, it just like really bothered me. And my friend was like, you should still give it a chance. And I'm like, I told her, as an Aquarius, once we see certain things about somebody, we can't unsee them. I don't know how to explain it. We can't unsee those things. It's just there, and it's difficult for us to look past, you know. That's why lots of us stay single for a long time and stuff like that. Because once we see certain things, you don't have to be perfect. But if we see that you're like rude to a waiter, or we see that you're just stuff like that. If we see you do things we don't like, and you've shown interest and we were vibing with it before. Once we start to see stuff like that, we're like, no, absolutely not. No way, Jose. So the Queen of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and the World. He has feelings for her. He does. But like I said, and Aquarius, we can do that. We can like somebody, we can admire them, but especially Venus and Aquarius. But if we don't see a future with them, we just won't be with them. And that's what I think is going to happen. But we can like someone a lot. But if we don't see it connecting, that's it. So I don't know if that made any sense. Does anybody have anything to say? Cara, do you have any questions about your favorite? So in theory, I think they would work out. But I see the woman that he is going to end up with having strong Libra energy. She might have a Venus in Libra. I see her, she might be half Asian, like East Asian, Korean, like her heritage. I see her being English though, because he's very traditional in his English beliefs. You know, it's a culture shock when you date an American. I grew up here. Excuse me, I didn't grow up here. What am I saying? I grew up in South Africa and England, so I had to adapt. But I've lived here for so long, and I was born here. But I feel very American, so I can date Americans. But if you came straight away from England or you still live there, it's a culture shock dealing with um, Americans or people from the UK. It's very, very different, you know. Even when I say, for example, I still drink tea. I still do a lot of things that is very traditionally Commonwealth things to do. You know, very quote unquote British things to do, like having tea or coffee, stuff like that. And I don't realize that people point it out to me, and they're like, "Oh yeah, English people do." I'm like, "Yeah, I forgot." You know, so you have to be dealing with something that's very open-minded to different cultures, and I don't think Zoe Kravitz is, because most of her exes are American. And I'm not saying that's bad, but it would take a lot of adjusting. Really enjoyed last week's live. Oh, good to hear that. You didn't enjoy this one? I'm kidding. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Okay, guys, I'm about to end this, and I'm going to start the live for members only. I do have to cut things short because I do have to get my workout in because I came home and slept instead of working out. So yeah, I'm going to end this shortly. Thank you everybody for joining. I'm very grateful that you came, you made it. Does anybody have one last thing to say? Or any last things to say before I log off? No? Okay, well, it's been such a pleasure, everybody. Thank you for joining. Please write down any ideas. If you're watching this right now, write down any ideas. Please, 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 please. Because I do take live ideas. Yeah, I do. So I want to have this be fun so we can do like a little poll. If you make a suggestion, you know, you tend to show up for the live. I wanted to do this because a lot of you asked me about Zayn and Harry recently. So I wanted to get everybody done. So yeah, I'm going to end it now. But thank you everybody. If you remember, check out the live I'm about to do. Full Moon Pisces is coming up next. So I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, everybody.